If you are someone new to the Diablo Immortal, or maybe someone who is struggling to get 5-star legendary gems inside of the game right now, this video is gonna be for you. Today I will be sharing some of the best, absolutely best 2-star gems inside of Diablo Immortal that can rival the power of the 5-star legendary gems. And you will not feel like that you are missing on the power of the 5-star legendary gems, because you will be getting a lot of damage, which is gonna be good for PvP and PvE, and it is gonna be much easier for you to rank these gems up compared to the 5-star legendary gems. In fact, a lot of people right now using some of these 2-star legendary gems instead of 5-star legendary gems. The reason for that is because these gems are better compared to a lot of 5-star gems out there that you can get right now. But anyhow, we're gonna start with our first gem that is gonna be absolutely best in terms of damage, and that is gonna be the Fervent Fang. This is a gem that you can only get from the Battle Pass or Boon of Plenty, but it is absolutely worth building it up. You get quite a lot of damage, especially versus bosses and hard content, and you get additional damage versus bosses and elite. And this is gonna be absolutely best gem when it comes to doing the gauntlets, raids, or maybe even dungeon fighting versus bosses. Absolutely best gem. It will take you quite a lot of time to build it up, since you can only get it from the Battle Pass and the Boon of Plenty. But still, in the long run, absolutely must-have gem for people who do not want to focus on the 5-star legendary gem. And now if we go take a look at some of the other gems, that is gonna be me doing it from the market. The first gem that we will be taking a look at here is going to be none other than Pin Clasp, and this gem can give you a lot of damage, but there is gonna be a catch. You need to have some sort of mechanic that can put the enemy under the effect of continuous damage. The best way to achieve that is gonna be through some of the legendary gems, like the Viper Bite that puts the enemy on the damage over time poison, could be everlasting bleeding. Or maybe you are someone who is using the new 5-star legendary gem, even though you cannot rank it up all that much, but still using the blood flow for critical damage, critical hit chance, and damage over time. That gem is gonna trigger the Pin Clasp as well. And there is another way to do it, and that is gonna be from the curse properties. You can go with the Lashed, and it will put the bleeding on to the enemy, and it will give you quite a lot of damage, up to 24% damage at rank 10. Absolutely best gem, one of the best gems when it comes to 2-star category. And next gem, it is gonna be the Mother Lament. Now, I don't recommend anyone who is already using Rolling Consequence somewhat at rank 5, rank 6 to use the Mother Lament on the top of that, because there is somewhat a diminishing return for having a lot of critical hit chance. And in most cases, if you replace Mother Lament with something that gives you more damage, you will not be missing the critical hit chance all that much, especially if your base critical hit chance is somewhat decent and you have a Rolling Consequence at rank 5 or rank 6. You don't need Mother Lament on the top of that to hit the 100% critical hit chance. It is better to go and use something else. But if you're someone who cannot afford to have the Rolling Consequence, then of course you can go with the Mother Lament. It will give you quite a lot of a critical hit chance, which is going to be the best stat inside of the game to push your damage either in PvP or PvE. And moving on to the next gem, that is gonna be the Moon Skull. It isn't available to obtain anymore, unless you get really lucky and get one copy from the market, but I don't see that happening. This was a time limited event last year during the World of Warcraft event, where you could get it, and it was one of the best gems that could increase your damage. But anyhow, And moving on to the gem that you can actually get, it is gonna be the Spectre Glass. Insanely good gem, critical hit shatter enemy armor for 2 seconds, and this can actually trigger on every single enemy individually. So most of the monsters in the Diablo Immortal die within 2 seconds, and so this will be keep on triggering on every single monster and they will be dying within 2 seconds. On the top of that, you can actually increase this 2-second duration all the way up to 4-5 seconds, depending on the amount of potency you have. If your potency is higher compared to someone resistance, you will be increasing that 2 second all the way to 3-4 second. And if you are someone who is also using a feasting baron set item that gives you 30% more harmful duration, then you will able to increase the duration of the Spectre Glass armor break from 2 seconds all the way to 4-5 seconds, and it is going to be extremely good versus bosses as well. If you can get this gem to 5 seconds, let's say 4-5 seconds, then you can even trigger on you can trigger this gem on the bosses like every 2 seconds. There's going to be only 1 or 2 second downtime and you will just keep on triggering it. And if I'm not mistaken, at rank 10, you get about 26-24% damage out of this gem, which is absolutely freaking awesome. And rank 10 also gives you about 4% critical hit chance. That is pretty good for a 2-star gem. And then moving on to the next gem, that is going to be the Crimson Ballad. Right now, as of me recording this video, we still have a couple of copies available in the market. You can go buy one and then you can start using the pearls to upgrade your Crimson Ballad further. Not that anyone recommended, but still I'm gonna show how it is done. You need 1 copy of Crimson Ballad, and after that you need to make sure that you have enough of these pearls. You go to the jeweler here and then you go select the Crimson Ballad, and you will see that it requires you to use either the copy or it requires you to use these pearls. If you do not see these requirements, it would mean you do not have enough pearls available and it will not give you this screen. So make sure that you have enough pearls, otherwise you will not see this screen. And those are gonna be some of the absolutely best 2-star gems you can get right now inside of Diablo Immortal. Other honorable mention that I'm gonna do is gonna be the Viper Bite. The gem is very versatile, especially when it comes to triggering gems like being clouds, or when it comes to building up a damage over time build setup. And there are still some other gems which are pretty good here, but I only wanted to talk about some of the absolutely best gems that you can get to increase your damage in Diablo Immortal from 2-star gem category, and people using that instead of 5-star gems. Now I'm signing off. See you all in the next one. You guys have an excellent day. Take care and later.